My name is Daniel Kwan and this is Bishop Montgomery High School Math Tutoring Club. We're located in Torrance Boulevard right next to it on the beach. Today we're going to talk about 1969 AP Calculus BC Section 1 MCQ without calculator. And this video was continued from number 15 to 18 tutorial. So let's start with number 19. So it is given that velocity is equal to ln t over t. What is the value of t attain its maximum? Now it's maximum. So a concept for you to better memorize is when you look at over here, the word maximum, minimum, relative max, relative mean, relative extrema or extrema. Always think the prime function, what the y prime or f of x prime, or at this point, this will be it, looking at its v prime equal to acceleration. So this is displacement, velocity, and acceleration. And if I differentiate this displacement, velocity will come out, and if I differentiate velocity, acceleration will come out. In case and this is physics, so you don't have to worry that much, but you still have to know some stuffs. So let's look at this, and like I said, because it says attain its maximum, we have to differentiate this, solve for 0, and check if the value, the function that the value of 0 when it reaches 0, if the sign changes from positive to negative. Sorry about that. So because I have to differentiate this, I'll just write v prime. Also, I'll say acceleration. I'll just sorry about that. I'll go with acceleration for you to not confused. Why am I doing this? Acceleration, there we go. So if I differentiate v, it will be acceleration. Now quotient rule. Low, del, high. So I'll write low, del, high. So bottom squared top, low stays the same. Del high, differentiate times t1 because L and t, minus, now backwards, high still stays the same. Del low, which is times 1. So if I simplify this, it'll be 1 minus, don't think this is 0, 1 minus, and it will be ln t squared. And attain its maximum, so we have to set this equal to 0 now. So when we set equal to 0, always remember, if t is equal to 0, that means what? It's undefined because t is at the denominator. So ignore this and think, oh, it never can be 0. So that means the numerator has to equal 0, right? So that means what's 1 minus ln something to make 0? Yes, so we have to make 1 minus 1, right? Which means ln t must equal 1. Don't put 1 there because ln 1 is 0, so the answer for t will be e, right? And please do not stop here because we have to check if at this point the value changes from positive to negative. Because positive to negative, this will be the maximum because positive flow, negative flow. However, if it is negative to positive, this will be the minimum. So let's check. So it's e. And it's better to memorize such as like pi or e, its values, like for example, pi is 3.141592. Its e is 2.71828. You don't have to memorize like 10 digits like many weird people. So for this, we have to plug in value. It is less than and greater than. And for less than, I'll plug in 1 in ln. If I plug in 1, so ignore this. If I plug in 1 here, ln 1 is 0, right? Oh, there we go. ln 1 is 0, right? So 1 minus 0 will be 1. So positive here. And as you can see, because you cannot calculate ln without any calculator, even math teachers cannot do it. However, we know that ln e is equal to 1, right? That means, always remember, if we plug in a number that is greater than e, that means ln, that number is greater than, how do I write greater than? Yes, greater than 1. It's greater than e. So, that means if I plug in, like, for example, 3 or 4, you can check right now with the calculator, it will be always greater than e. If the inside function is greater than e, it was always greater than e. So, because of that, because while e, if we plug e in, it became 0, right? And so here, should I write it down? So 1 minus ln e was 0, right? That means if we plug in higher number than e, such as like 3, 4, 5, 6, like higher number, that means this will be negative value, so negative. And now we are proving that positive and negative, so for this function, e will be its maximum value, which is c. Because I think I rushed it through, if you have any question, please comment below. Number 20 says equation of tangent, equation for a tangent graph of y equal to arc sine x over 2 at the origin is, so given graph tangent. So I will first go over what's tangent graph. So I'll just draw two quadratic equation. If a line passes through this graph and passes through these 2 points, it is called secant graph. And if it passes the graph at exactly only 1 point, that means I will write it down here. This means tangent graph. And for you to know, if it is tangent graph, it only points at only 1 point, right? That means it is the slope of that point of that graph, the tangent line. So, because we're talking about slope, we have to, so from the given equation, y equal to arc sine x at origin. So given point is at origin. So of the arc sine graph, the given is origin. And at that origin, it asks for the tangent graph, which means its slope. So let's write it down. Arc sine x over 2 at its origin, right? 0 and 0. Now, for this, do not write cosine, you'll get it wrong. You have to memorize the graph for this or the formula for this. So arc sine, if I differentiate this will become 1 over x, 1 minus, oh, I almost made a mistake. 1 minus x squared. So this is differentiation of arc sine. However, we have x over 2. That means we have to plug in x over 2 here, x over 2 here, and never stop here. Chain rule. Do not forget chain rule. So, because if I differentiate x and a half, it will become 1/2, so I'll put 2 at the bottom. Now, equation of the tangent to the graph at the origin is. If you simplify this, you will kill yourself because it's too much work. One trick to do is this. So just plug in 0 here because it's at the origin. So plug in 0 here. So at the 0, so I will magnify this. So I will magnify the denominator. 1 minus 0 over 2 squared, which will become 0. So you delete it, and square root of 1 is 1, so bye bye. So the slope becomes 2, right? And just look at the options A through E. The only graph that has the slope 2 is only A. So for this problem, the A will be the only answer. Number 21 says, at x equal to 0, which of the following is the true of the function f defined by fx equal to x squared plus e to the minus 2x. So this is the function, And from A through E, it is asking for if it is decreasing or increasing, or it has a relative minimum or maximum. So because, like I said in this video, if you see the word maximum or minimum or decreasing or increasing, you have to go for f prime or y prime function because it tells the slope, it's the slope of the graph. So if, in just case, if it is increasing, the f prime function will be positive. If it is decreasing, f prime function will be negative. So let's go with it. So it says at x equals to 0 at the beginning of the problem. Now, because like I said, we have to solve for f prime function to get the slope function, we have to differentiate this, which is f prime x equal to 2x plus, coming down, minus 2 e to the minus 2x, because it's chain rule. And to make it clear, positive times negative will be, because positive negative will be negative, so this negative wins like that. And you're not sure if it is decreasing or not, because you cannot graph this. It's impossible to graph this without graphing calculator. So, but because the given function is x equal to 0, you have to plug it in x equal to 0. So if I plug in 0 here and 0 here, because that is the only x, this will become 0, right? So we know that, minus 2, and this will become 0, which will become, because e to the something is something to the power of 0 will always be 1. So minus 2, because 0 goes away, and for 1 times negative 2 will be negative 2, so negative 2. And like I said before, if the f prime function is negative 2, negative value, that means that this f function, the original function, is decreasing at x equals to 0. That means the answer for number 21 will be B, which says f is decreasing. That is the only true answer. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thank you very much.